Ah, lads. I've been laughing so much this morning. So, you might know that I have two strands to my bunny business. One is the bonding help for people, and the other one is Fiona's Happy Bunny Club. And that is where I support bunny owners who don't want to guess about their rabbit's care, behaviour, enrichment, and bonding with their bunny. So, in Fiona's Happy Bunny Club this week, we were talking about the mischievous things that our rabbits have done. And I think anybody that has a bunny has one of these stories. So it made me think about some things that I have heard or things that have happened to me in the past. So I'm going to tell you a couple of these stories and drop in the comments below your funniest bunny story. It's a good job they're cute, isn't it? But I'd love to hear what your bunnies have got up to. So I think we've had the usual spicy hay where Tango nibbled the internet cable, and so we had no internet for like 3 days till we could get a new cable. And then there was a time where I was pet sitting bunnies, and there was two bunnies. But when I went in one day, there was only one bunny. And they were restricted to free roaming in the kitchen while the owners were gone. And I walked in one morning and there was only one rabbit, and I could not find the second rabbit. I was everywhere. Like, it was only a small kitchen. I was everywhere in the kitchen. I even opened the oven. I opened all the cupboards. I looked up on the top of the counters. I could not find this rabbit. So I rang my hubby and my daughter, and they came up and they helped me look, and we turned the whole apartment upside down because the only explanation was that he'd got out of the kitchen. And I was so worried that he'd actually got out of the house somehow, because we just couldn't find him. And eventually we did find him, and he was inside the bin, underneath the bin bag, and it was a swing top bin, so he'd obviously jumped up and into it and somehow got underneath the bin bag and hadn't even chewed it. And the other bunny was sitting there all delighted with herself because she had had the dinner all to herself and she had the bed all to herself, and she was not best pleased when he arrived back in again. But it gave us an awful fright because we didn't know where he was. And then two of the stories that I heard from my boarding customers. One boarding customer arrived up one day and she had spent some time chasing the rabbit around to get him into the carrier to bring him for boarding. And in the process of doing so, discovered that he had made himself this enormous hole in the back of the couch, big enough for him to get into and snuggle down in. And he was delighted with himself, but they were living in a rented house and she hadn't realised that he had done this. So she was not best pleased. And then another customer that I had, their whole apartment was completely bunny proofed except for the utility room. And the rabbit must have somehow got in between somebody's legs to go out in the utility room, and they didn't know anything about it until they heard this enormous bang and the washing machine basically blew up, and the rabbit had chewed through the cable of the washing machine. Now, she was absolutely fine. She was fine. She was bomb-proof, like literally, this rabbit. I think her whiskers might have been a little bit singed, but she was absolutely fine. The washing machine was not. So drop your stories below. I would love to hear what your bunnies have got up to. And as I said, it's a good job that they're cute. So please do tell me the stories.